That's what I want to tell all these trolls on the internet too. Not everything's for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Move on.
Welcome to season 2 of Dímelo, a series from GLAAD where we'll be talking to queer comedians from across the Latina community to tackle tired tropes and media stereotypes head on, all while asking them to share their hottest takes, their messiest anecdotes, and their most chaotic creative choices. I am your host, Gabe González, and today's guest is an iconic comedian and paranormal expert who was once called the F-slur by a ghost. You can catch her on the Hulu series Living for the Dead or listen to her on the podcast Ghosted, where she interviews comedians and actors about some real spooky. She is a legend, and she is the moment. Please welcome Roz Hernandez. Hey Roz, how you doing?
Hey, boo.
Thanks for joining us today.
Oh my God, thanks for mentioning what happened to me, that incident with that ghost. It's, honestly, I thank God every day that happened. It was such a funny thing, but also clips of it have gone around, and at this point, is maybe like the thing I'm most known for is a ghost calling me that word.
We have established that you are a paranormal expert. You're on the Hulu series Living for the Dead, and I want to get your opinion on something. I'm wondering, on the whole, which group is a better ally to the LGBTQ community, humans or ghosts?
Well, I've been called slurs by both.
That is true, yeah.
I would say probably humans, only because a lot of ghosts are from 1800s.
True.
You know, and they take those ideals with them to the other side. But the good news with ghosts, you could wave some sage around and bye. It doesn't always work that way with humans.
If we could sage away transphobes, that would be fantastic.
I
would
try.
love if you could just wave. Yeah,
You know what I like to do? I like to pretend I'm putting a curse on them. That usually scares them.
Yeah.
If I'm getting confronted, I go, I'm gonna put a curse on you. Caitlyn Jenner, Laverne Cox. And then I just, you know, keep walking, enjoy, look out for cars. I think we're in Satanic Panic Part 2, the sequel, the squeakquel. There's a lot of people that are specifically tuning in on transgender people and drag queens, which is my people, and oftentimes talking about us being demons and evil and whatever. And so now I'm like, okay, I've become the demon, I guess, like that I was so afraid of as a kid. But yeah, it's really, nowadays I'm kind of like, I don't know that I necessarily believe in it the way I did as a kid. But maybe it's because I'm evil.
We've ascended to our demonic status.
It's crazy the comments that people will write on videos of me. Like I'll post a clip of me talking about dating or something, and then they'll talk about me being evil or something. I'm like, I'm just here telling silly jokes and wearing too much makeup. I'm not like a demon.
That is wild. I remember growing up, someone at church once told me that being gay meant I was possessed by a demon. And I'm like, so is the demon gay and like forcing it on me? Am I gay and the demon's bringing it out? Like, I just need to know more about how the science works. Like, I wasn't buying it, but.
You gotta do a gay exorcism and get some vodka soda and power of Christ.
Truly, a vodka soda power of Christ would be iconic.
Gay holy water.
I'd like to ask you a bit about horror. You once referred to Pennywise, a clown from Stephen King's It, as being in drag. Are there any other characters from horror films that should be sending in their Drag Race audition tape?
Ooh, The Nun.
Ooh,
I love The Nun. Back to Catholicism.
Yeah. She's got a strong profile, too. I love the nun's, like, nose and jaw. She's really an iconic look.
She's a draggy look for sure. God, all of them. Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all of them. They would all be great drag characters. Oh, you know who's a drag character? Freddy Krueger.
I was going to say the nails. Those nails.
Those nails I'm jealous of.
Yeah. And we all heard what Kelly Rowland said to him, so. Do you remember that?
Didn't she call him an F word?
She did. It wasn't Kelly Rowland herself, it was her character, but she did. She said he was dressed like some kind of F-slur. And it's honestly, like, makes that movie
And then he, like,
gayer.
rips her nose.
He absolutely does, yes.
That is iconic.
I'm telling you, that would make for a great Drag Race season. Imagine Freddy Krueger on Untucked. Like, Done. Easy.
I
sold.
feel such a kinship to Freddy Krueger now, having been called that.
I was gonna say the pattern on your sweater is giving like a classy Freddy kind of color scheme.
Thank you.
I love that.
See you in your dreams.
Yeah. Oh my
Bitch,
god.
Freddy Krueger dreams about me. My home is only things that dead people owned at one point.
Okay, so you're like really the locus point for like the dead. You're like,
There's not a
come on
damn
over.
ghost. I'm telling you right now, I have a ghost security system. Anything that people tell me will keep away ghosts, I got it all. I bought the biggest crystal. You tell me what crystal to buy. You tell me to put salt on the ground. Whatever the hell you want me to do, I'll do it. I got it all set up in all the corners of my apartment. And I'm telling you, I don't bring my work home. Those ghosts, if they're attached to those things, they don't come through the door. I think they are all right outside my door, smoking cigarettes, waiting to possess me, but they're not coming in.
That's a healthy work-life balance.
It's not for them. Not everything's for you.
Good. You should tell them that more often. Yeah, they've been sticking around long enough.
That's what I want to tell all these trolls on the internet too. Not everything's for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Move on.
Yeah, you don't have to be commenting, but
Also,
thanks for
why
taking
did the
time.
algorithm bring you me?
Thank you. That's the real question. So Roz, earlier you told me you're a little bit of a queer history buff. In her now iconic address to the crowd at the 1973 Christopher Street Day Parade, so like the fourth pride after Stonewall, how did Sylvia Rivera start her speech? Was it A, hey queens, B, y'all better quiet down, or C, mi gente latina?
It's y'all better quiet down.
It is y'all better quiet down. C is actually a J-Lo quote. So just to explain to our viewers, that is the correct quote, y'all better quiet down. So Sylvia was responding to a mostly cisgender crowd that was booing her taking the stage. They actually didn't want her to speak or any other trans activists to speak because they found her and folks like Marsha P. Johnson too radical to appeal to the mainstream. So naturally, she told them to quiet down. I am curious, it's 2024, but who do you think needs to quiet down?
Ooh. Well, they did, but I moved next to somebody trying to learn how to play the saxophone.
I'm so sorry.
Mary had a little lamb.
No. Are you serious?
Over and over and over. And it was could never get that. The last one.
I'm sorry, I would have fully sent them to the afterlife after a few monnes. Did they move?
Maybe
did they stop or
they
did
might
they give
have
up?
died. I think
Okay.
that they got the idea that Mary did not. She never got to the fleece as white as snow.
Oh no, I'm not even sure she got to the lamb. It doesn't sound like she
No,
even...
she did not get the lamb in that version.
Mary's story is left incomplete. We're waiting on bated breath to see what happens.
I'm fine with it.
All right, well, Roz, thank you so much for joining us. I've had so much fun with you. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you would like to share with us? Any parting words for our audience?
You know, I'm just like traveling, doing stand-up comedy and telling jokes about being trans in a really scary time. And I hope that people, you know, look me up and come see me do that.
Amazing. I would highly encourage you to do that. Roz is an amazing stand-up comedian and has been so much fun to chat with today. So thank you all for joining us and watching this episode with Roz Hernandez. If you'd like to check out more episodes of Dímelo, you can do that on GLAAD or LatiNation's socials. And you can always find me online using the handle Gaybonez, Gaybonez. Roz, would you like to plug your socials for our audience before we go?
At Roz Hernandez on Instagram.
Oh, that's it? I know you haven't posted on Twitter for a long time, but
I stopped since that guy took over.
Oh, since Miss Elron? Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta call him Elron. It is really funny though because the last name that you put was J.K. Rowling.
That's the name of my tour.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, check out the J.K. Rowling tour. I was like, what a great pun about a terrible person.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
just kidding, rolling on the floor laughing.
Amazing. All right, well, thank you again for joining us, Ross, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.